What's up, guys? So I'm preparing for this Saturday's training on August 10th about how you can profit from surplus funds without having to contact anyone, cold call, send letters, without having to actually speak with claimants. You're strictly a researcher. You find leads, you research leads, you submit them over to me, and you get paid if the deal pays out. But one thing that's kind of crazy while I'm preparing for this and I'm prepping the lessons and everything is one of the hardest things about this business. Not necessarily, I don't. It's not an obstacle. It's just something that I struggle with personally, and I had forgotten that I struggle with it because now I hire people to generate my lists for me, right? To generate my lead lists. But when I first started in the business and I was doing everything myself, right? Because that's sometimes you got to do that. Sometimes you don't have the resources to hire people, or you don't know what you don't know, and you can't train someone to do it for you because you've never done it, right? So anyway, I'm going through the process of getting these leads again and going showing how that works and how I train people to do it for me. But the thing that I struggled with in the beginning was going down rabbit holes. And what I mean by that is sometimes you'll find a lead and you want to go down the rabbit hole and know everything about that lead. You want to know how that property ended up selling at a tax sale auction, and now there's $200,000 of excess funds sitting there. Like, how does that happen? And then you want to figure out, okay, what's the story behind this? And you end up going down this rabbit hole, and it takes you way off course. And anyway, I'd forgotten about that. And I know some of you struggle with this as well, right? Is you get your leads, but then all of a sudden you go down the rabbit hole and you get stuck researching them, or just getting too much information. There is such thing as too much information in this business for sure. And I think a lot of people actually get stuck in the research phase and they never actually move on to being able to contact people because they go down these rabbit holes, which it's very easy to do. Very easy to do. And I'm trying to fight that because I'm finding all these leads that are really good leads, and I'm like, oh, let's figure this out. But I'm like, wait, we're not there yet. You need to have like a checklist. So how do you avoid the going down the rabbit hole? Have a checklist, okay? Have an organized system and process of what to do after you've completed each step. So therefore, when you start deviating, when you start going off course, you're like, wait a minute, I need to come back to my list, to my system, my process, and follow this before I get ahead of myself. And doing that will really help you stay focused and not go down rabbit holes and waste time and actually make progress in your deal. So I hope that makes sense. I mean, if you, I guess the big takeaway here, if you don't have a checklist or a process, number one, make one if you've successfully done deals. If you haven't successfully done deals yet, get a checklist from someone who's done it successfully or is doing it successfully. And that's part of what we're going to be going over on August 10th is, okay, instead of you having to make a system, I am just giving you my system, okay? Here is the step-by-step process of how to find leads. The 3 different ways to find leads. Getting lists, requesting lists, making your own lists, okay? Okay, once you have leads, what do you do then, okay? How do you conduct the research and in what order? Okay, what pieces of information do you need so that you can move to the next step and then the next step and the next step? And it's very systematized, okay? Because once you have that, you can follow it and you can do it over and over and over again. And that's how you're able to generate good results and make money in this business, is finding or developing a system that works and that is repeatable. So if you don't want to have to create your own, you can follow my system if you want. or you can follow other people's systems, okay? Whatever works for you, okay? If you're interested in learning more about the training that we're going to have this Saturday, you can go to overagesyndicate.com/research, okay? But bottom line, guys, if you're just getting started, learn from someone who has a system, or if you're not learning from anyone, you're trying to piece it together, make sure you're writing stuff down and you're documenting the process and create your own checklists and systems and processes. Super important. All right, that's all I've got for you today.